Hello again, folks. I hope you've all had a great weekend. Mine was a busy one. Right then, on to today's video, and it's about Tommy Robinson. Now, I know some of you on here don't like Tommy Robinson because apparently and allegedly he shills for the Jews. I've yet to see evidence of that one. And if you do really think that, then consider yourself to have at least one thing in common with Jeremy Corbyn's cabinet or Labour Party, Momentum, and all those hardcore, hard left lefties, these Marxists, these hateful sons of bitches who are anti-British and just nasty pieces of work. So congratulations. But let me put it to you this way. Would you care who anyone shills for? If they put their necks on the line, if they knew that what they were doing was putting their freedom in jeopardy, if what they were doing was exposing vile, disgusting, religious perverts who prey on exclusively white British girls, underaged, because their faith says it's okay for them to do so. Now this man, Tommy Robinson, says and does what many of us would like to do and like to say, but we can't. Well, some of us can't anyway, because you probably couldn't stand up to the level of scrutiny and harassment that this man has had to face and put up with. And there's a pattern emerging here, folks. Every time this man has a project coming out or an expose, then the lefties go all out to get him, to try and destroy him. For example, when he ran and campaigned to be a member of the European Parliament, which he lost, there was a massive hate campaign against him on Facebook and Twitter. And as we all know, Twitter is a place where common sense goes to die, and it is literally infested with left-wing bigotry and hate. He was also assaulted, people were throwing milkshakes over him, all sorts. The guy put up with a lot, and all because he decided to become the voice of the unheard. And let's be honest here, folks, many of us, many of you, can't do what Tommy Robinson does because you would simply lose your jobs. You will get doxxed. People will find out where you live and hound you. And that says more about them than it does about you. Another example is when Tommy Robinson did the massive expose of Panorama and brought out his own counter-documentary, which he called Panodrama, and it was a drama. It exposed the BBC for what it is. Not that the BBC needed more exposing, because that place is quite literally a cesspit of evil. And it helped to expose certain BBC journalists who were caught out to be liars and were paying people to lie about Tommy Robinson. There was a massive hate campaign against him then. And now he's bringing out a documentary that's being released on the 29th of January. I think it's going to be on a big screen in Telford town centre. I may be wrong, correct me in the comments, but I know it's going to be screened on his GETTR and Telegram channels as well. And this one is entitled The Rape of Britain, and it concerns a certain religion that's above scrutiny. So they're all coming out to get him again on Twitter, on social media, because it's Tommy Robinson, or as they like to say, Stephen Yaxley Lennon, or Tommy Five Names, etc., etc. And you've got Hate Not Hope, a terrorist organisation in my view, who have paid a private investigator to try and find out if Tommy Robinson has the assets in order to pay off a judge order compensation. So apparently they reckon he owes 2 million to someone. Now my question is this: where does Hope Not Hate get the money to pay a private investigator? It's all very sinister stuff, isn't it? And also Stand Up to Racism have been giving out flyers. Look at this one. They'll be doing a counter demonstration at the Telford town centre where I think this Rape of Britain video is going to be shown. So let's put this into perspective. A man has gone out of his way to expose disgusting perverts who like to prey on young underage girls. And you hate the guy because you think that he's a shill? And if you're going to Telford town centre to counter-demonstrate against the expose of this issue, the screening of this video, then that says a hell of a lot more about you than it does about Tommy Robinson. The guy is literally speaking for young girls who were ignored for years by the authorities about their horrific experience at the hands of men, and I use the term men loosely, who sexually abused, molested and raped them. And all because the authorities were scared of being called racist. So if you're going there to demonstrate against this, what the hell does that say about you? Would you rather these disgusting monsters get away with what they did? Would you rather it was all kept quiet? Of course you would, because you're a lefty. So on this issue, Tommy Robinson has my full support. I'll be providing links to his Telegram and GETTR page in the description below. Now, regarding the picture you see in front of you right now, I know Tyrion Lannister is a fictional character from the series of books Game of Thrones, but his quote rings true, and it rings true especially when it comes to people like Tommy Robinson, a man who has been virtually deplatformed nearly on all social media apps and vilified by the woke leftists, the progressives, the ones who preach kinder, gentler politics, but for some reason they can't practice it. And that's because the guy tells the truth, the uncomfortable truth about them. That is why they won't allow him to speak. That is why they want you to hate him. So in the books, Tyrion Lannister says, "When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar. You are only telling the world that you fear what he might say." And a lot of people, a lot of lefties, fear what Tommy Robinson has to say. So until my next video, please comment, share, subscribe, and Roger Trout.